Doing business God's way. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for having the courage to show up and say, I am not satisfied with the status quo. I am not satisfied with good enough. Look at the person next to you. Tell them, you're not here by accident. You are here because there is a stirring in your soul, a rumble in your spirit, a quiet desperation that has finally found its voice and is screaming, there must be more than this. Let me ask you a question. Don't raise your hand. Don't say nothing. Just think about it. If you are doing business right now, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you have a job and you're thinking about starting a business, let me ask you this. Are you doing business God's way or are you doing it your way? You see, for most of us, we've been taught a lie. We've been taught that doing business God's way means you just got to be a nice person. You got to be a good person. You got to be a Christian. And if you're nice and you're good and you're a Christian, everything's just going to fall into place. Y'all been taught that lie? I've been taught that lie, and I'm here to tell you that is not the way it works. That is not how the kingdom works. The kingdom is not a passive place where you just sit back and wait for blessings to fall out of the sky. The kingdom requires action. It requires a specific mindset and a specific set of principles that have been in place since the beginning of time. The world has a different set of rules. It says hustle harder, grind all night, take what you can get. It's a hamster wheel of exhaustion. And what's the result? You're empty, exhausted, and broke, not just in your bank account, but in your spirit. That feeling of dread when the alarm goes off, that's not abundance. That is not the life you were designed to live. I want you to remember that feeling, that gnawing feeling in your stomach, that anxiety that creeps up on Sunday night because you know what's coming on Monday. That's a sign. That's a spiritual alarm clock telling you this isn't it. This isn't the mission. This isn't the legacy. I'm here to tell you today that there is a different way, a better way, a way that doesn't just build a successful business, it builds a successful life. It builds a legacy, and it changes generations. It changes your family tree. It doesn't just provide an income, it provides an impact. So for the next 2 hours, you and I are going to go on a journey. And we're not just going to talk about business, we're going to talk about miracles. We're going to talk about a God-sized life. The mindset shift from scarcity to abundance. I want you to think about that alarm clock that goes off every morning. That sound, it's not a wake-up call, is it? It's a death sentence. It's a reminder that you're about to go do something you hate, to get paid just enough to pay your bills and do it all over again tomorrow. That's your soul crying out for more. I have a question for you. Do you feel that dread in the pit of your stomach? That's God saying, I have more for you. You are made for more than this. The average person lives a life of quiet desperation. They've made a treaty with mediocrity. They've decided that good enough is good enough. But I'm looking at a room full of people who are not average. You wouldn't be here if you were average. You're here because you know in your gut that there's a higher calling on your life. See, the first thing you have to understand about doing business God's way is that business is not a necessary evil. It's not a thing you do to survive. It is a divine calling. It's a form of worship. The first thing God told man was to be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth. That word dominion, it's not about being a tyrant. It's not about being a bully. It's about being a steward. It's about taking the resources of the world, the ideas, the materials, the knowledge, and turning them into things of value. That's business. You are a co-creator with God. You are taking raw materials, your ideas, your skills, your passion, and you are molding them into a solution that serves humanity. You are bringing order out of chaos. You are bringing beauty out of brokenness. You are bringing provision to those who need it. You don't need a seminary degree to be a missionary. You can be a missionary in your business. When you provide a product or a service that solves a problem, you are answering a prayer. You are providing healing. You are providing value. You are bringing heaven to earth in your sphere of influence. And when you do that, you are doing God's work. You got that. You are a divine solution to a human problem. And let me tell you, when you operate with that mindset, everything changes. The way you look at your customers changes. The way you look at your competition changes. It's no longer about you winning. It's about you serving. The blueprint, the principles of the kingdom. Now you might be thinking, okay, Myron, that sounds great, but how do I actually make money doing that? I'm glad you asked, because the kingdom has a blueprint for business, and it's better than any business plan you'll ever find. Principle Tum 1, integrity over everything, the currency of trust. How many of you have ever bought a product and it was garbage? You felt that sting, didn't you? That feeling like, they took my money and they gave me nothing in return. Don't you dare be that person. God's way is built on trust. Your word is your bond. It is the foundation of your legacy. The world can operate on shaky ground, making promises it can't keep, but a kingdom-minded business stands on solid rock. Think about the most successful businesses you know. They are built on a bedrock of trust. People trust their brand. They trust their word. They trust their product. That trust is more valuable than any marketing budget.
When you say you're going to deliver, you deliver. When you promise quality, you give quality. And if you mess up, you don't hide. You make it right. You are a representative of the kingdom. Act like it. Your integrity is your greatest asset. It's a magnet for miracles. People will come to you because they know they can trust you. They know you stand on a foundation of solid rock, not shifting sand. The world tries to cut corners, but a kingdom-minded business builds a reputation that outlasts any trend. Your integrity will open doors for you that your money can't. Let's break that down. Integrity is not just about not lying. It's about the small things. It's about the integrity of your offer. Is your offer so good, so valuable, that you are almost giving it away? Or are you trying to squeeze every last dime out of people? It's about the integrity of your product. Does your product do what you say it will do and then some? Or is it a cheap imitation? It's about the integrity of your pricing. Is your price fair for the value you deliver? Or are you overcharging and under-delivering? True integrity is a commitment to a standard of excellence, not because you have to, but because you know it's the right way. And when you commit to that, you don't have to chase customers, they will chase you. Principle 2. Generosity, the ultimate marketing plan. The world says, hog it all, keep it for yourself. The world operates from a mindset of scarcity, believing that there is only a finite amount of good to go around. So they hoard their resources, they keep their secrets. They're afraid to give, because they're afraid they'll lose what they have. But what does the word say? Give, and it shall be given unto you. Tithing isn't just for church, it's a business principle. It's a declaration to the universe that you're not afraid of scarcity because you know where your supply comes from. When you give 10% off the top, you are opening a floodgate. You are saying, God, I trust you more than I trust my bank account. And watch what happens. That 10% you give away, it multiplies the 90% you have left. And I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about your time, your knowledge, your expertise. Give generously of what you have, and you will never lack. The world holds tight to what it has, but the kingdom gives and receives in an unending flow. When you are generous with your knowledge, and you mentor others, you create a ripple effect. When you are generous with your time, and you serve your community, you build a network of trust that money can't buy. When you are generous with your money, you are not just funding a cause, you are activating a principle of abundance in your own life. Generosity is the single greatest tool you have to defeat the mindset of scarcity and step into a mindset of limitless possibilities. Think about this. The most successful people in the world are also the most generous. They give their time, they share their knowledge, they invest their resources into others. Why? Because they know the secret. They know that what you give away, you get to keep. The universe, the kingdom, whatever you want to call it, has a way of returning your generosity to you tenfold. You cannot outgive God. Principle sum. 3. Serve, don't sell. The divine exchange of value. Look, nobody likes to be sold to, but everybody loves to be served. What is the difference? Selling is about getting something from someone. It's about a transaction. It's about me trying to get your money. Service is about giving something to someone. It's about transformation. It's about me using my gifts to solve your problem. It's about asking, what problem are you solving? What pain are you easing? Stop chasing the dollar and start chasing the pain. Your business is a ministry. Your product or service is the answer to a prayer someone has been praying. When you see your customers as human beings with a story, not just a number on a spreadsheet, the money, the influence, the impact, it all flows effortlessly. The missing ingredient, faith and skill. So you've got the mindset, you've got the principles. Now how do you put this into action? You might be thinking, Myron, I'm a good person, but my business is struggling. I'm doing all the right things, but nothing is happening. I hear you. The missing ingredient is skill. You can have the purest heart in the world, but if you don't know how to sell, you won't make a living. You can have the best product ever, but if no one knows about it, you'll go out of business. Faith without works is dead, right? Well, a good heart without skill is dead too. God gives us the vision, but he expects us to learn the tools. So what are the works that make your faith come alive? This is the part that most people miss. They think their good intentions are enough, but your intentions are just the starting point. You must put in the work to develop the skills that will allow you to execute your divine calling. Learn to communicate. The number one skill in business is communication. Learn how to tell your story. Your story is your unique selling proposition. Learn how to articulate the value you bring. Learn how to connect with people on a soul level. You must learn to speak so people don't just hear you, they feel you. They feel your passion. They feel your integrity. They feel the divine calling in your life. This isn't just about public speaking. It's about writing an email that connects. It's about a conversation that builds trust. It's about a product description that paints a picture of a better life. Communication is the lifeblood of your business. Master the art of the offer. An offer is a bridge. It's the bridge from your solution to their problem. Most people's offers are weak. They're timid. They're a list of features, not a promise of transformation. You must learn how to craft an offer that is so compelling, so irresistible, that your customers would feel foolish saying no. Your offer should be a divine invitation. It should be a promise of a future state that is so much better than their current reality, that they are compelled to take action. An offer is not a sales pitch. It is a declaration of value. Learn to market and attract. You have a miracle in your hands. But it can't help anybody if it's a secret. Learn to get the word out. Marketing isn't about being slick or manipulative. It's about broadcasting the good news of what you do. It's a moral obligation to get your solution in front of the people who need it. It's about creating a magnet, not a megaphone. You want to attract people who are already looking for what you have. Marketing is the process of getting the right message in front of the right people at the right time. Build systems, not just a business. You can't be everywhere at once. You can't do everything yourself. If your business depends on you to function, you don't own a business, you own a job. You need to build systems. Systems for marketing, systems for sales, systems for delivery. These systems are the machinery of your ministry. They allow you to scale your impact beyond your personal time and energy. A system is a predictable process that delivers a predictable result. It's how you turn a one-man show into a sustainable, scalable, and powerful organization. Learn to build a team. You can't do it alone. Moses didn't build a nation by himself. Jesus didn't change the world by himself. You need to identify other people who share your vision, and you need to equip them and empower them to go out and do what you do. Don't be afraid to delegate. Don't be afraid to lead. Build a team that feels like a family, and you will build a movement. A team that is aligned with your divine calling will become a force for change in the world. Now go out there and do business God's way.